device is going. We might actually be making it work today. We are so stoked.
Woo! Boy, Mama, see, now I'm sweating from running around like a mad person. If only somebody could see what all happens behind the scenes for you, you would get a big
I'm so
kick out of it.
excited though. Like you're gonna see our eyes move all the way around.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
We're
tell
gonna
you.
do our best, friends.
We couldn't line up the cameras that well.
I've just decided on an invention which I can't say out loud, but I'm
No, because we're gonna copyright it. Right? I know. I bet it's probably.
You're welcome. I can't share it.
Good
I might make my
morning,
husband
y'all.
invent it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, y'all.
Oh. I don't love
already.
Okay, I can't hear. Sorry, friends. I'm gonna adjust again. Whoo! Eventually, I'm gonna land somewhere where I can be okay. I had this on 3 different ways today, and now I'm finally okay. I'm ready.
We're also sitting on the corner of the table. I mean, like, we got stuff going on today.
We're trying different lighting techniques.
We are the joke today.
We are. Like,
we're the humor.
We don't even need to bring it because you're living it with us.
That's right. Right here.
So, anyway, welcome in to your lunch hour. For most of you, I'm guessing that might be in the Midwest. Some of you might be in different time zones if you're joining us today. So today is giving yourself the gift of intention.
Yay.
I'm super looking forward to this. Hi, Christina.
Yeah, hey.
What's up, girl? So we are going to be talking about that idea today, and there's some really cool things coming up where I feel like this is such a beautiful building block.
Yeah.
And that's really what the next 2 kind of talks we're going to be doing is going to be building up to the new year and some things we've got.
It's our gift to you.
Yeah.
It's going to be all sorts of good stuff so that we can start 2021 well.
Amen, sister. So here's what I think we'll do today. If you're open for this.
Okay.
I would vote we talk about the event next Tuesday right out the gate.
Sure. Let's do it.
I think let's mention the events coming up so that if you can't stay with us and you have to return later and listen, if you want to like a podcast almost, you get the nitty gritty right up front, and then we'll do the rest of our time together.
Our stuff later.
And so next Tuesday from 7 to 9, I'm super stoked. This is Natalie and I's first dual event of teaching kind of a class kind of thing, an event, and I'm super looking forward to that. So that's going to be from 7 to 9, and that's by Felicia saying goodbye to 2020 and walking with a new kind of idea and intention around 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to really be a beautiful gift for like setting the tone, which is what we want to do, is like set the tone. And so if you want to come and do that, that's free.
Yes.
And
the best price ever.
Amen. $0. $0.
2 hours.
2 hours worth of material.
Come on.
Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want 2 hours of
Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all those things.
Amen.
Like, come on.
Praise Jesus. And so we're going to be doing that. You can sign up you can go through my webpage. You can go to my www.laughinglotuswellness.com. And if you go to book an appointment, the free class right in there says by Felicia. You click on that. That way we have your email. So we'll be able to send you the link. So that's really kind of all you have to do. The only step you have to take is signing up in some fashion. So we know you're going to join us. It is going to be a virtual event.
Yep.
But it will be private then. And that's the reason we're running it in that fashion versus like just a live event on YouTube or something. We wanted people to be able to break off into groups and do some discussion and things like that. So we wanted to create space for some privacy. So that is how we're going to run that. And you don't have to do anything to show up for that. Like the cool thing is like you just ta-da, you're just there and magic happens.
Just magic happens.
So we truly hope that you will join us. I'm super excited about that event. So that's the first thing, because that's coming up right away. That's Tuesday. So sign up.
Tuesday night, 7
Tuesday
p.m.
night, 7 to 9. And then after that, it's going to be you're doing a New Year's subscription.
Yes.
It's around the time frame. So forgive me when I say New Year's subscription. What I mean is it's kind of coming at the new year for you.
Yes.
And so do you want to mention that in brief so that
LearnToLoveYourStory.com is the vlog that I have. And you're going to start to see, if you subscribe to me, you're going to start seeing a bunch of emails come out that allow you to register for it. You can't actually register for it until January 1st, 2021. But on January 21st, it will go live, and it's a personal development course. Meaning like I have gone in and week to week have items for you guys to read through, videos of me kind of talking things through. And I'm even taking a dabble at, hopefully it works out well, doing some audios. So if you're somebody who's a walker or you're somebody, that like a podcasty kind of thing would work for, there's all elements in it.
Mhm.
And so it's all about how to learn to love your story, right? It's all about, let's just love where we're at right now, who we are right now, instead of waiting for the next part of our life to show up like that's going to somehow gloriously fix everything.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited about it. It is $74.95 a month. It's only a month-to-month commitment, so you can pay for it. You'll get all access. It also has a workbook, so it'll allow you to really put things into action. And once, if you don't like it the next month, you don't have to go for it. So it's just a month-to-month subscribe, and you will get all of the materials, but it's going to be really good stuff. I'm so excited about it.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm really super excited for you. I know the content is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you're looking for something personal development style, which I am all about, you probably have no shortage of me pontificating about the importance of growth and learning in our journey here.
Mhm.
Keeping things novel and always growing and learning keeps our brains fresh and agile. And so I love doing that on a regular basis as a discipline for myself too.
Yeah.
So love that. And then I have Revise Retreat on January 3rd. It's from 10 to 5 during the day. And so it's an all-day thing. We're going to break for lunch. We'll have little breaks in between. I am sending you a gift box of goodies, which I am here for it. I was ordering stuff today and I am literally like crazy excited about it. So you're going to get a little box of goodies to enhance the entire day. We'll walk through all of that. I will also be providing a workbook to kind of keep you going as you head into the new year, to keep yourself rolling with momentum. And so that is going to be a whole box of goodies that I will send you prior to our retreat day so that you have that accessible to use all the little goodies. And so I'm really super excited about that. And so if you're wanting to sort of cleanse away 2020 and then step into 2021, that's really what that retreat day is about. There's going to be yoga and meditation and group discussion and building a vision board. It's going to be literally packed full. I'm going to have to be like really mindful of the schedule. It's going to be so much, but I'm really super excited about it. So I do hope you will join me for that. And again, you can always sign up on my webpage for any of those items. So feel free to go there. I'm not going to repeat that, but I do hope to see you in our revision 2020 retreat 21, I should say. So that is going on January 3rd.
Sweet.
So that's that. Let's go. Okay. So I'm going to have you open with the science of intention. Talk to us about the brain and intention, because I feel like that is such a great spot to start. And then we're going to get into the energetic and woo-woo component of it today. But today I'm going to let Natalie roll us first.
Yep. We were talking about doing this episode of Woo Woo in the Brain. Jen said, I think it was you said that you had heard it from somebody, but it's like if you have a dream, you can't get to a dream without setting a goal.
Yep.
Like no dream gets met without first having a goal that you set.
There is no dream that starts without an intention.
Right.
Ever.
So we are really excited about helping people say goodbye to 2020.
I'm excited to say goodbye to 2020.
Say goodbye to 2020. And we want to help give you like a way to enter this next coming year in a way that allows you to migrate towards all the things that you want. And setting intention is the way to do that. It seems like a really simple thing, right? Just to set a goal and put it out there like, well, yeah, whatever. But really what it's doing is it's combining both the frontal lobe, the prefrontal cortex, which is kind of the executive functioning. So this is where we plan, right? This is where we are thinkers and we, problem solve and make decisions. We are going to combine that part of our brain with our limbic system, which is the emotional center of our brain. So what you're doing is you're really live wiring something inside your brain that says, this is meaningful for me. This is something I've always wanted to do. So I want you to think for a little bit about What is something that you have planned for your life that you've taken with on your journey that has always had that kind of a solid impact for you?
Mhm.
You know, I think about my 5-year-old daughter and all the little toys that she plays with, and how I'm very mindful now, wasn't so much with my teenage son, very mindful now of what I put in front of her, because that creates some of these ideas. Like, I want to be a fireman when I grow up. I want to do,
Right.
you know, whatever. And it resonates for such a long time. Why does it do that? Because the excitability of it, or the amygdala kind of coming online with that, really sets it in motion and really makes it resonate for you, right? It isn't just this idea of I want to get something done like it's a grocery list item.
Task.
It's actually something that we get really excited about, we get energized around. And we already know the reverse happens. 2020 is a great example of when you can't get out of the rut of thinking negatively, then what happens is what cognitive psychologists call confirmation bias. So your brain starts to look into the world only for the things that confirm for it that the bad thing is going to happen. Right. And we've all gotten stuck in that rut. Like, it's just super easy to be like, see, it's just 2020.
Right.
That's why this is happening.
Right.
Or Murphy's Law.
Right.
See, this is why that's happening. And
Yeah.
this is an actual shortcut the brain uses, is this confirmation bias. But we can turn that on its head and use it to our advantage by setting intention. So if you really want 2021, you want to really love distance learning with your kids. I know that people are throwing shit at their cameras right now. I know, I'm sorry. But if you want to be able to have a different, fresh perspective on that, you set that intention, you get emotional behind it. Like, I am going to figure this thing out, and it is going to work for our family, and we are going to make this be a good thing. You start to generate that energy around it, and the confirmation bias starts to collect for you ideas, thoughts, you know, things for you to be able to actually make that goal work for you. Law of attraction is another way that people talk about this concept. What was it? The Secret years ago came out, and everybody's like, woo, this is how the brain is wired, people.
Yeah.
This is Mythbusters. I'm just trying to tell you, like, your brain is wired to do these things. And if we're not paying attention to it, we kind of get into the ruts of doing it negatively, because survival mode, fight, flight, takes over, and it wants us to always be wary of our environment and see what's dangerous and get it out of the way. But confirmation bias, always looking for dangerous things, is always going to find dangerous things.
Right.
Confirmation bias, wanting to look for I'm not good enough, is always going to find things to confirm you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Always. But confirmation bias will do the reverse. It will take a little bit more effort for you on the front end, but it will pay off with dividends. And once you get excited about something, set a goal, and really feel good, like as you're working towards it, it's like it creates its own energy, and you start to do that more and more often with more and more things in your life.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there you go. There's my little, the brain first before the woo-woo.
Okay. So what I would like you guys to do is pause wherever you are for a moment, if you can, if you're in a place where you can just kind of pause your watching us. And what I'd like you to do is, just for a few seconds here, is look around the space you're in, and for just a couple of seconds here, count the things that are red. So go ahead, looking around yourself in your space, just counting the things that are red. There's my message on my phone because I didn't put it on. Oh, it's coming up anyway.
That's all good.
Oh, for the love. Anyway, keep on counting, friends. I'm almost
red things. For red face,
we had so
for
much
instance, I am counting
technology
right
issues
now.
in the last 2 days. It's not even funny. Okay, so pausing there, what I want you to do is just, and if you're on with us and you're live, go ahead and shout out a number, whatever you count in your space. Just kind of fun as an exercise. Again, there's no right or wrong thing, right? I'm not in your space. This is not a right or wrong sort of solution thing. But what I want you to do is, give us a shout out and say, hey, if you're here with us today, please, we'd love to know who's here. And then if you want to let us know how many things you counted that were red. So the idea is this. What I want to ask you now is, how many things did you count that were blue? Guess what? Probably most of us all said 0. It's one of my favorite little exercises I used to do in therapy with people too. And the idea is this, friends. Our energy goes where our thoughts flow. So if our thoughts are going a direction, this is very much akin to what Natalie was just saying, but where my thoughts go, energy flows. And so what happens is you can see that when I give my brain a single pointed focus of something to do, it goes out and it does it really like, hey, I can count the red things, 10 things in my space, right? But what we're not doing is, because our brains are wired that way to hone in, that's all that we're really going to take in. And so I really want you to think about that, is that when I go out in the world, much like what Natalie said, is if we want to live into attention, we have to really be pointed about it. We can't be loosey-goosey about it.
Right.
So my analogy as I was thinking about this today was, and I'm going to go woo-woo on you today, we're going to talk about some spiritual stuff just a little bit, because I think it's like a lovely addition to this space. But what I want you to think about is this. The universe and God wants you to succeed. So if you don't believe in God, that's cool. If you Mother Nature, just spirituality, whatever floats your boat, I do want you to think, though, that the universe and God wants you to succeed.
Yep.
Okay. By nature, if you can run with me for a minute. So if we show up with intention, and I want you to imagine you're going into a job interview. This was what came to me today. If I go to a job interview and I go like this, oh, it's nice to meet you. And I sit down and they say, so Jennifer, tell me what tell me what you can do for therapy. And I go, well, I hope I could show up and be capable. And I plan to try. I want to try. Right. And my person's like, see your ass later. There's the door. If I show up in a job interview for life, my friends, and my answer is, I'm going to try. I hope it happens. This might work. You just fell through the trap door. Okay. This is like the booby trap of life. So what we don't want to do is talk to the universe and God this way. So I really want you to imagine, if that was the kind of conversation we're having, who would you want to hire? If I'm sitting across from the person that's like, I'm not something, and they're having a honey, like, again, bye, Felicia. If you're sitting in front of you, like, I am going to kick ass. I am going to make sure that I am so productive and I show up every day with a positive attitude and I know I can bring my very best work. That's the person I'm hiring. Mm-hmm. So I want you to imagine that it has, like, what are those big cones people used to use to hear back in the day before probably, right? But you get where I'm going here. The universe is listening for your message all the time. And I'm just going to talk universally for today. That was no pun, sorry. Sorry, everyone. But we're going to use that just so that you have the language for the day and I'm not repeating myself over and over again. You get where I'm going. But it's listening. Mm-hmm. And so if I send out a weak signal, if my signal's like, I hope, and I'm right, and I'm weak about it, friends, the universe can't show up to a weak message. What it's looking for is absolute confirmation. I am doing, act as if. Mm-hmm. So if you take away a thing today, one, the universe wants you to succeed.
Yes, it does.
It wants you to succeed. It's there for you to succeed. Two, act as if, and all of your intentions have to come firmly from the gut, from the soul, and it has to be an I am. Not a I might, I'll try, I hope, no. Yeah. It has to be so firm, because I want you to think about what's being received into that big universal call.
Yep.
It's like what's coming in, and it can't be weak.
Nope.
Because the universe and God cannot respond to that kind of a signal because you are not sending it out well. Right.
And listen to this, like, your brain doesn't hear the negative, right? So not goals, I am not going to do this, mm-hmm. are not goals. That's what I've always told my clients, because your brain weeds out NOT and it just hears I and what you just said. So right. I am not going to eat those donuts, right. is I'm going to eat those donuts. And that is why you end up eating the donuts. I'm just saying, it's that simple, right? Your brain is just kind of looking for content that way.
Yeah.
So if all you're telling yourself is messages all day about, I hate that I feel this way, I don't want to feel this way, then you're feeling that way. Right. If all you do is tell yourself all day, I want to feel like this, I want to like my body, I want to eat healthy foods, I want to get excited about healthy foods.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my second wind instead of I'm tired, right? Like, if you start to speak in that positive fashion, it also makes your brain then take it from that funnel in a way that is going to be on your side and
Right.
give you positive outcomes to what you want to see in your life.
Right. So what I want you to really focus on is this idea of, and there's probably other wording, but I'm a stickler for language. Language is just truly one of the cornerstones of our experience here, which I know sounds so weird, but it really is the way that we speak to ourselves, the way we convey our messages. It's why I don't like the term New Year's resolution, because I think resolution sounds like we're broken. I can't get down with it. I don't like the term. I don't use the term. Because we're not broken. I can revise where I'm at and kind of have a new vision. That's a whole different way of looking at New Year's than I have to fix it.
Yeah.
You don't have to fix shit, friends. You have to come in and be in a place where you're going to revise how you best want to show up for yourself in the world. That's a whole different kind of, and you might not want to revise that much. Hopefully you don't. But if you do, it's just looking with a new set of eyes, right? So I want you to think, for terminology purposes, with intention, as I am.
I love it.
I am not, I can, I'll try, I am eating well. I am going to take care of myself this year. I am going to set aside time each week for myself to live well. I am going to cut down on alcohol if that's what I think will serve me best. I am going to make sure I meditate or I pray every single day for 15 minutes when I wake up. There is something so uniquely different about that language. And I'm hoping you guys can feel that. There's just a feeling about it, and it's a spark. And if we know that every single thing starts, and that's what Natalie was getting at, was when I was training with the swim team girls for doing yoga and setting that up, there were big, huge swim meets at the very end of the season. I said, there is no dream that didn't start without a thought. Every single thing we do, now that's in a very big way, right? So we're talking intention and things, and we might be talking very grand scale things. We also might be talking about changing a habit or how we want to show up to something. But I really want you to think about that. Every single thing, that is the base. It starts with a thought. And if our thoughts are cloudy or our thoughts are questionable, it can't be received the way we want it to be. So I really want you to imagine that big universal cone. It's waiting for you to send your solution. I need this thing. I'm going to have this thing. It will respond to you in kind. And much like Natalie said, what we do then is also our lens is looking for solution. Not all of the ways that it won't work and all of that, right? We can all do this. We've all done it. That is the humanity piece of all of us. And we can actually be the boss of that bitch. And that's what I really like is training people to understand that energetically you have a say in how you show up. You don't just have to be drugged behind the truck with a rope and holding on for dear life and trying to get yourself some balance. You can stand right up into that as long as you're firm in your conviction. That is going to produce results, friends. It absolutely changes everything. So that's what I would like you to think about. I am. That's kind of my intention thing. So let's do a little exercise just to kind of round out our things. I love this kind of stuff. What I'd like you to do, should we do just a short meditation?
I would love to do a short meditation.
I wasn't even, this is not planned, so that's a good idea.
I'm gonna put my feet on the ground.
You know what you should always do? Shoot from the hip. Okay, here we go, friends. Closing your eyes. Just closing your eyes for a moment. We won't take a lot of time here because we don't have a lot of time. I don't want to drag you out here. Gently closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Nice tall spine if you can. Feet on the floor if you're able. Beginning to breathe deep into the belly for a moment here, right? Deep belly breaths, slowing everything way, way down. And for a moment, just plugging in and sort of tucking away the thoughts and sensations and feelings and plans for your day. We know they're there. They are important. Box that up or put it on your little clipboard, and then you're going to set that right outside your space. Just for a few moments. And breathing into that belly, releasing any tension, the head to the toes. And now what I want you to do is just imagine opening up the heart space and actually your forehead space. So imagine beautiful light in both your heart space and your forehead space. And that forehead space is all about intuition, wisdom. It's a beautiful beacon space in our bodies. So really feeling the warmth of that healing light in both the heart space and the forehead. And for a moment here, as you just have clarity and peace, what I want you to do is imagine you can listen for the wisdom of what you might need to be working on for intention. Where can you send the gift of intention? So pausing here as you breathe, just breathing, even steady breaths. Allowing the wisdom to come in. And then slowly and gently, you might wiggle fingers and toes. You might bring your chin to your chest and slowly open your eyes, coming back into the space. And now what I really welcome you to do is, and if you didn't hear something, don't wig. Every single piece of our practice is opening a gate. So I want you to think that when you go in and you invite the universe or God or whatever your source, whatever your thing is to come in, okay, that's what we're doing. We're welcoming our own insight, our own divinity, our own spark of beauty to speak to us. And sometimes we also can feel like we're asking to receive messages. It never goes unanswered. So even in a 30-second practice, if you don't come out and go, well, that shit doesn't work, friend, right? Somebody out there went, oh, Jen, that doesn't work. I will guarantee you, if you start listening and looking for it, your answer will arrive. But what I want you to do is take a moment and create an intention statement. You can do it on paper. You could do it in your phone. I don't care where you can share. I would love it if somebody would share with us. That would be awesome. Amazing. If you're willing, if it's not too private and personal and you're not like, oh, like, I don't want to share this. If you're willing, I want you to go in for yourself and do an intention statement. And here's what I want you to do. You can either be broad. I don't want it to feel like we have to hone it in, but what I like to do is set an intention for your day.
Yeah.
Just for today, I am going to be patient. I am going to find peace. I am going to spend time in meditation. I am going to show up with grace in a challenging space. I don't care what that is. And the reason I like starting for the day is it sets a tone.
Absolutely.
So you want to think about, right, that our intentions set the tone for our experience. And so what I would do is start small. I like little nugget practices. Like, I'm going to set an intention for just today. For just today. I'm going to start there. And then we build that practice up to the point where our muscles, our like intention muscles, feel stronger. Mm-hmm. And then I think we feel more capable of taking on like the bigger kind of intention setting. But I want you to start small. And then here's a little like wisdom, a nugget of wisdom for you. What I would promote is plug that into your phone and then set an alarm for yourself 3 times today. And so 3 times your little alarm goes off and you, oh, that's right. I got to look at my intention. I read my intention. I just spend 30 seconds. I just close my eyes for 30 seconds and I inhale, I am, and I exhale out my intention word. I inhale in, I am, exhale out my intention word. I do that for 30 seconds, close that bitch, go back to my work and on with my day. Close that bitch up. And then another time. So 3 times today, set yourself an alarm and come into that just for like, even if all you have is 10 seconds, but you spend 30 seconds inhaling and exhaling that intention. I swear to you, watch for it. I will guarantee you, I know this sounds so like BS. It sounds like energetic, mumbo jumbo. Watch for it. It is the coolest thing ever. You start sending out intentions like this into the universe, and I'm telling you, it will listen and it will show up for you. And so this is just a little itsy bitsy gifty kind of practice that you can do that I super, super love. And it's just a beginner. It's like just a beginner kind of setting myself up for doing this practice on a more regular basis. So that's what I wanted to give you today. I thought that was a nice little just lovely packaged something you can try and practice and each day. Give it a new thing. Or if you really want to immerse yourself, the fun thing you could do is do one for like a week at a time. Is like for this week, my intention every day is going to be, I am full of love. I am full of love. The next one, I am full of grace. I am full of patience. I am hope. I am fun. I'm finding fun in the things that I do so that we're always using that lens. You can do that for a week at a time or a month at a time. And just right, because you can imagine how that settles in. That cone of hearing, when my message is coming in like that, it's like, hey, universe,
Yeah.
I got things I gotta do.
The way that the brain live wires, so the brain is a magnificent 3-pound floating mass of gray matter. It's unbelievable. It can rewire itself. It can continually grow and adapt. And so what happens when you're talking to yourself in that manner, day after day after day, is that it starts to create neural pathways that it knows it now knows it to be a truth, right? And the brain learns the same way. Again, mythbusters. So let's just talk about, how does the brain work? It doesn't get up and do a thing the first time. If it gets up and does the thing the first time, it does it again and again and kind of breaks it up in successive approximations to it, even if it does do it the right way the first time. But most of the time, like with babies walking, they get up, they fall, they get up, they fall, they get up, they balance a little bit better, they take a step, they fall, because the brain is creating neural pathways for how to walk by doing successive approximations. So falling is actually part of the learning, right? So you will do this practice, and sometimes it'll work real well and sometimes it won't work real well. It's supposed to not work real well as you're learning to make it something that is just part of what you do on a regular basis. Yep.
And and that's what we're talking about. That's a whole other conversation we will not have today because we don't have time. But that's what I would encourage you to do, is what you hear us talking about, is the repetition of with which we do things, right? It's our behaviors in a repetition that begins to really send out that signal that's loud and freaking clear. It's undeniable. It's a huge spark of energy. You are sending a vital a vital energetic bomb, so to speak, right? That's how we think about it, is it's this incredible implosion of energy that the universe can't deny when we show up that way. That's really what we want you to be doing. And so starting to do that on a regular basis is huge. But like I said, what you might find even in a small nugget is you might get a call. You might see a quote. You might have an interaction with a friend. These things, I swear to you, if you begin watching, will show up in all these neat little ways if your lens is that you're looking for it. So don't give up. If you're like, oh, my intention, I don't know, is working. No, because it's going to take some time, but the universe wants you to succeed. I just really want to leave you with that idea as well, because I think, and Gabby Bernstein wrote that the universe has your back. And that's, I loved, highly recommend that read. Because what she's teaching you is just this message, is that it is there to support you, and it's our jobs to then show up. And so I invite you all to show up to that, and make your voice loud and clear so that the universe and God, or whatever your idea is, can show up and support it. It will hold you up if you show up. So that's my message for the day. Any other finalizing thoughts here, my friend?
I don't really have any. And we did really a nice short, brief one, because we want to just kind of entice you again to come on Tuesday night, because we are going to expound on this very concept. We are going to help people leave with these intentions by the end of our 2-hour workshop. So please, if you have 2 hours from 7 to 9 on Tuesday evening, sign up. Go to Laughing Lotus Wellness, go to her offerings, book a class. That is one way to do it. I did post, kind of an epic fail, a way to register through our website, or not our website, but through Facebook. So you can see it. It's a few things down, but it's just to register for Bye Felicia, Say Goodbye to 2020. So either of those two ways, just let us know, because it is WebEx. We're going to have to send out an invitation to you. And we'll do it same day. So like, just give us the information so that we can get it in there.
So we
Zoom,
hope you,
not WebEx.
It's going to be Zoom. That's fine.
Zoom.
It doesn't matter, but it's going to be on Zoom. But the idea is it's virtual. And like I said, the one thing is that signing up and getting us your email is really what we're going to need for that. And then we'll set out your link and get you going. But we're really excited for it. I think it's going to be such a fun evening. And it's such a cool springboard. I mean, I think that the neat thing about the way that we're attending to this is it's little bite-sized pieces, so that you're working on it in layers versus feeling like everything is like landing on your plate at one time. So I really encourage that, so that it's not like, oh, New Year's happens, now I've got all the things I've got to figure out. Like, no, we've been doing little bits and pieces leading you up to that space. You can do it that way. I'm not dissing anybody, but let's make it into little bite-sized pieces and really simmer in it. Like I like being saturated in material and kind of that vibration. And then I feel like you are having a more fluid experience, if that makes sense. And so, and just like little bite-sized pieces, that's actually how personal growth works for us best.
Yeah.
Is bite-sized pieces. So I hope that you guys will join us for that night. We're super excited about doing that. And if you have any questions, let us know. But otherwise, we will plan to be back in 2 more weeks. I believe it's Friday the 18th, I think. And we have not exactly chosen what we're going to do yet. I think we're going to do our class. And then from our class, decide the next little nugget of wisdom. And we'll try to keep it easy too and fun. Because man, that's right before the holidays. I feel like we need to
all be interconnected. We've got a lot, Jen and I could talk forever, have lots of ideas. And so we do have some kind of idea of where it'll go, but we want to see how Tuesday night goes. So please join us. We would just love to have you. And that won't be something that we record and put out later. So it's kind of a come or don't come.
Exactly.
But you don't get to see it later.
Yep. But so we hope you join because it's going to be full of awesome stuff. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. This is Women of Wellness signing off. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, but hopefully we'll see you Tuesday and in our other events that we're doing.
All right.
All right, guys, take care.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Now this is the awkwardness.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh.
Okay, I do that. Oh, thank you. Finish over the right corner. You got it. Thank you. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Okay, so
I can't find it. I can't find this one. How do you make it stop?
I don't know.
Oh, people, work with me. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. Oh, when you can't figure out how to turn your stuff off. Yep. Okay, we'll stop immediately.
Why does it have to be so hard?